Hello guys, welcome to Index Trader channel. Today we are going to see how to do technical analysis by use of charts. It's a part 2 video of a kind of continuation video of the part 1, where we have seen why technical analysis is important and how to do that by covering the basics. And also we have seen top down approach, bottom up approach, and how to read charts and understanding the candles, then the price action, and also the trend identification by using the line chart. And also we have seen some support and resistance points also. So in this video we are going to cover more in detail. So that was first video was of a very basic video. So now we are going to cover in detail of moving average, use of moving average and trend lines in the identification of the trend. So trend analysis is the first thing for a technical analysis. So whether it is a top down or a bottom up approach, first we will go through how to identify the trend by looking at the chart. So this is Sun Pharma chart. So in this Sun Pharma chart, by currently we are looking the candlestick of the daily chart. So here we can see that the stock is in uptrend. So how to identify that? I already said that you make it to line diagram. So in the line chart you can see that the stock is in upward movement, but if you zoom in and see, the overall the stock is in downtrend, but the stock currently is at uptrend because the stock has crossed the previous lower lows. The lower low is made here, and before there is a lower from the top. You can see there is a lower low formed here, lower low, lower low, lower low, then lower low here, then lower low here, then lower low. So now the stock is making somewhat higher, so it is moving above the lower low. So that means the higher low is getting made. See here, this is what the higher low is. It is higher from the lower low. That is why this point we can call it as a higher low. Earlier when there is a stock is in downtrend, the lower will come first and the highs will follow. So that means this is the lower high, and this is the lower high, this is the lower high, lower high, lower high from the lower low. But overall the trend has been little bit changed, because the earlier stock is in uptrend only if it goes above this point. The higher highs has to be broken. So that is how you need to identify whether the stock is making higher highs or higher lows. Okay, so this is higher high only, but the low is already made here, and this is higher low. You can identify the trend, but at the same time now this is not enough for our entry of the stock, whether this stock will fall again or it will cross above. So what is the support point? So how we can identify by using the moving average and the trend line. Now we move on to the candlestick here. So we can draw a trend line here. So the stock was earlier, it is in downtrend. So how to draw a downside trend line? So in that downside trend line, you need to the close of a green candle. The close of the green candle is somewhat here, but it is also the similar to this. The recent green candle is close is here. So you connect that point and then you move down, connecting all the points, major point here. So all the closing of the prices should be below it, and also connect the again a green top. So somewhat it will look like this. Okay, so now you can see all the closing prices. Now you can see all the closing prices fall in between inside this trend line. Here also it try to go up there, but it is not going upside. So this trend line is acting as a strong resistance. So how many points you are touching? So first one is here, again this one is get touched, second 1 2 3, then 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 10. So overall you can see 10 points it gets touched, and there is no big upside movement. That is, closing price is not above this point. So this stock was in downtrend. So once this trend got broken, that is this line got broken and there is a candle above, you can see a big upside movement happened here, and the stock never fell to this point. So this is how the trend line can be drawn. It is, if it is in a downtrend, it will be like this. Now for the upward, you need to see is, you need to connect that the red candle with the red candle. For the downside, you have to connect the green candle with the green candle. Now with the red with the red. So the red is somewhat the lower low is somewhat here. You can also take this point also. So you can also take this point, and you can also draw like this, connecting the maximum points, but that is not giving a clear picture because there is a strong upside movement happened here. So now from that you can connect this point, this lower low. So you connect this lower low, and then again a lower low is formed here, so you can connect that point also. Now you make slight adjustments. Slight adjustments means you can connect the wicks here, but you should ensure that no point of closing prices should be below this trend line. Earlier in the downtrend, there should not be price closing above this trend line, but the uptrend, for drawing the uptrend line, there should not be any closing prices below this trend line. So you are connecting somewhat here, and you can extend it slightly. You can do some adjustments so that it connects the maximum points. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so 9 points get connected. But if you are drawing a trend line, there should be at least minimum 3 points should be connected to maximum the points. That means the trend line is strong, the stronger. The more the point connection, the stronger the trend is. So now you can see that there is almost a 10 points connected, and the stock is having a strong support at this trend line. So whenever the stock comes near this trend line, so you can add it. So that is how it looks like. Now you can also draw a similar kind of at the top also here. So now at this point from the top it fell here. So now you connect the green to green. So green top is here, and you connect the green to green. So the closing was somewhat here, and even though there is a red candle moved above, but it closed below this trend line. Now you extend this. Here also you can extend this. So now you can see the closing, there are multiple points getting touched. Slight adjustment you can do, and you can see that 1 2 3 4 5 6 and then 7. Okay, the 7 points it got rejected from the top resistance point. So this point is support and this point is resistance. So what we have seen is, this point is acting as a resistance, and this trend line is acting as a support. So now you look at the volume here. If there is a huge volume comes in, so this green candle is supported with the volume, and this is the average mean point. This line is the average point. So it is going above this average point. So now another candle comes above this trend, so we can say that it is a breakout, and that can be go above this. Usually this kind of pattern, that is a flag, you can say this is a pennant pattern, because at the uptrend there is a pennant formation here. If there is a poor volume, then there are chances that it break this trend and then it fell from the top. But right now we have some volume here, and we can see that if the volume continues, then we can see a breakout from this particular point and then it moves above. So that is how you can make use of this trend line. So simple thing is, you connect the green to green for down and red to red for upside, and little bit you can connect it. Many people have confusion that whether we need to connect the wicks or the body. Wicks is nothing but the sticks. You can connect either the sticks or the body, but the closing, there should not be any closing price below this upward trend line, and also there should not be any price closing above this lower trend line. So that is how you can draw the trend lines, and this is how this trend line helps in identification of the trend and with the support and the resistance point. This is for the drawing of trend lines. Now we move on to the other chart here, similar kind of TCS chart. So here also this stock is right now making a higher high. I'll delete. This stock is making higher high. Earlier this was higher high, then higher high, then higher high. So now the stock made almost a higher high of previous higher highs. Here how you can draw a trend is somewhat here. I will draw from here. So you connect the maximum top points here, and there is only one point where the high had made, but after that it hit this point and then it fell, and this point 1 2, there is 1 2 3 4 5 6 times the stock get rejected and it fell back. So that means a strong trend line resistance at this point. This is also somewhat you can connect the wick and the wick with another wick, so that can also be done. Now I will draw a bottom portion. Now I connecting the bottom, that is from this point, that is from red to red. So now I am connecting all the wicks also here. Slight adjustment I can see. Here only one candle was down, but at the same time it closed near the trend line, so we can ignore that. Here another one candle below it, but we can ignore that. Only one candle, okay, it's okay, we can wait for the next confirmation candle. So you can see the here also it is following a trend here. From here it fell to this trend line and it acted as a support, and here also you can see the wick getting support from here. Here also it getting support, here also it is getting support. Once it broken this breaking this trend line, so you can see a big fall from here. Previously it was not like that. It tried to break here, but it again went up and then it fell back, and breaking this trend line, there you can see a big fall, and after that it was acting as a resistance here, and it again fell here, and then it tried to break the trend line, and after that it took support from the trend line and then it touched the top. So that is how you need to identify the trend line by drawing trend lines, by looking at the wicks or the body. So now we move on to another chart example also. So this is Bharati Airtel. So in the Airtel stock also you can identify the lower low somewhat here. The higher low also you can take. Here you can see the connect the red with the red. So red with the red you have connected. Now you slightly do some adjustments. So all the close price should be above this. So it is above like that. And now you can also draw from the top, from the green, top green to the this green. So you can see slight adjustment you can do. Okay, the stock tried to break here, and it tested here, it tested here, it tested, it right goes above, and after that it fell into this pennant. This is also similar kind of a pennant pattern at the uptrend. So now whether it will break this trend or breaking up or down depending upon the volume. If the volume is currently low, if there is huge volume coming in, definitely it can give a breakout or it can give a breakdown. So that is how you can identify the by drawing the trend. Okay, this is drawing of a trend line. So you can draw pennants or n number of patterns, so that we can go through in detail in the coming sessions. But the basic of this drawing of the trend line is like this. Now we move on to the moving averages. This is one stock. We can say normally for any stock you need to identify whether the stock is in uptrend or downtrend by drawing the moving average. First thing is, what is a moving average? Moving average is nothing but average, that is a moving period average, that is the price. If you add up the price and divide by the time period, that gives the average price. That is simple moving average price. But at the same time, what is exponential moving average price is the maximum weightage is given to the recent prices and minimum weightage given to the previous prices. So that is how the EMA has more advantages than the simple moving average. So you can this is Tata TCS stock. Here in the indicators, so you can select this indicator slash here and you type moving average. So in the moving average you can say moving average, plain simple moving average and exponential moving average. Now we will check both the things. So first this moving average we will select. So in the moving average, that is a 9 period is what here, but by default it comes the 9 period. Now we select this to 20 period. Okay, so you can see that there is a price closing below this 20 period also, above also, and it is not clear, giving a clear picture. If you follow this moving average, earlier it acted as a resistance and after that it acted as a support here, but after that also it fell below this moving average. Now we will go through the moving average. Exponential moving average I already placed here. Now you place this exponential moving average, hide this plain simple moving average. So here you can see that this it gives the recent price movements, and that is the reason only one candle closed below that, but after that it gave it almost give a support here. There is a slight difference between the moving average simple and the exponential moving average, but exponential moving average has a more weightage to the recent price and it gives more accuracy. So we can say that moving average 20 is acting as a strong support and the stock is in uptrend. For any stock to be in uptrend, EMA 20 has to be respected. So 20 period moving average is nothing but a 20 the price closing of the 20 period divided by 20 gives the averages. But in exponential, the recent closing price will be considered. There is a calculation behind it, but we don't want to do the calculation right now. But EMA gives more accuracy than the simple moving average. So we can follow this EMA here. So what we have to do is just go to the indicator and select the indicator. Now again I will do. So go to the indicator, you select moving average exponential, and in the moving average exponential there is a setting here. you go to the setting and in the length you type 20. So there you can see, then it will get changed. Now you can also change this to 20, 40, 50, then 200, 100, something like that. So but you while making this thing, you need to identify from where it is taking the support and from where it is getting resistance. So that is how here also this 40 is also giving us some kind of a picture. Once it fell from the 40, it acting as a resistance here, and here also there was a resistance. Once the resistance got broken, you can see that this 40 is acting as a support and it never came back to 40. For a longer time frame, you can for a longer investment purpose and all, you can put EMA 40 as a strong support point, because if the stock keeps going up, the moving average is also keeps getting moved above, because earlier it was something near 1900, now it have moved to 2075. So whenever the stock getting moved above, so the EMA is also keep getting goes above. So that is how you can keep track of the stock prices by looking at the moving averages. So any stock which is in upside above this EMA 40 is considered to be in uptrend. Now we look at another one stock where it is in downtrend here. So here I have drawn a EMA 40. This is Z Entertainment stock, where this stock is right now, the price is below the EMA 40. I have drawn the same kind of thing. Once it got rejected from the EMA 40, it got rejected here. It tried to go above but it fell back. It tried to go above and it falls back. So this is how you can identify the trend. And this moving average here, you can see that it is going flat. When it making flat, that means it is get touched every day, it is getting touched. That means it is in a consolidation mode. When the moving average goes flat, the stock is moving in a sideways movement. So it going up, it down, then down, and up and down, and up and down, something like that. Once it get broken from the moving average, so suppose a candle closed below this moving average without touching that thing, then the consecutive candles will be of downside. That is how you can identify the trend. Here it try to close above this trend line, but it cannot it cannot go up. So that is how you can say that the stock is in downtrend. So from the top you can say that it is try to get broken, but it cannot break it. So that is how you can identify the trend, whether it is in upside or downside. Here you cannot draw the trend line here, because there is a sharp fall here and there is a sharp upside also here, and you cannot draw trend lines here. Some has advantages, some has disadvantages. So that is how you need to combine both these indicators. So this indicator, this EMA indicator can help you in identifying the trend. Mostly for I will tell you another stock here, that is Reliance Industries. This stock is following right now moving average 10 period, you can say for 10. So you can see the stock try to move, it is not, there is not a single candle closed below this EMA 10, even though it is touching that, but there is no candle which is not touching, without touching it is closed below this line. So you can see that. So that means it is in a strong uptrend. So EMA 10 is getting followed. So that is how you can keep tracking of the stock. Once if it closed below this EMA 10, you can close the position. So that is how you can strongly keep tracking this EMA 10. So that can give a good what we can say, good returns by following this EMA. If the stock is above this EMA 10, that means the stock is strong uptrend. So that is how you can identify the trend. So now there another one combination of moving averages by getting combination of two set of moving averages, like I have drawn 220 here. So now you can also change color from here, you can also change color. So here you can see that this is a Tata Steel stock. I have drawn both EMA 20 and 200 period. There is a crossover made, so you can see that when the stock is in downtrend, once the crossover has happened, after that it is continuously moved up. Similarly, it tried to make a crossover here, here, but it all failed once it broken the trend. So now again it is trying to make a crossover here. So once the crossover happen, you can see some kind of uptrend here, but before that the stock is in downtrend. So this kind of combination also you can use for the crossover to happen. So this stock currently, even though it is in downtrend, currently it is above the EMA 20. That is that you can say that this stock is in uptrend currently. So for the short period it is an uptrend. Once it breaks this EMA 20, we can see a fall from there. But it tried to hit this EMA 200 whenever it tried to break this. You can also back test it. So here also same kind of thing. So it tried to hit this 200 and then falls back. So similar kind of thing we can also see, it tried to hit this EMA 200. So whether it will go to 200 or fall back to EMA 20, we need to wait and see. But usually at the 20 period it is getting support currently. You need to keep track of this volume also. So now from this combination and the setting up of moving average, now you will come to know that the stock is in uptrend or downtrend from the setup. So this is how you can make this setup. Now you can identify from the drawing trend line and as well as the EMA, you can identify the trend. So hope you like this video. So similar kind of videos I will continue to post. So coming days we will next session we will go through in detail about the support and resistance in detail, and also the use of indicators and the volume analysis also in the coming sessions. So thank you very much. Thank you.